All right. Hi, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone is having a good start to their week and a good start to your month. But today I wanted to talk about running and intermittent fasting. So I get a lot of questions about this. So I thought I would do a live video here, a live training today to talk more about this and tell you, my thoughts and exactly what you want to consider. So I'm not going to tell you what you should do, but I will give my recommendations and also, things that I think are very important in order for you to consider. So I hope this will be very helpful. So if you are just joining me, if you don't know who I am, my name is Coach Kayla. I am a dietitian and online plant-based nutrition and run coach. And what else? Oh, and I am going live using StreamYard. So if you haven't watched one of my live videos before, if you could just click that link above me, you should see a StreamYard link. Click that just to allow your name to show up in the comments. And if you are on live, say hi, say that you are here. I want to know if you are on with me today. And if you're also watching this on replay, if you're interested in missed this video but are interested in this topic, you can certainly watch this on replay. So just comment below replay so I know that you still caught this video, watched this video. Awesome. All right, so let's see. I see a couple people on. Let me know if you're on. Say hi. I want to know that you're here, and we'll get started. Okay, cool. All right. So these are the things that are very important in order to consider. First of all, a very important thing is your past eating history. So that could include, hey, Amy, thank you for joining. So past eating history is so important. So if you've had a past eating disorder or past, eating disorder habits, that is important to consider when you're doing intermittent fasting, because it is, it creates those food rules. And if you have those past tendencies, then this could not be something that could be good for you if you're that person, because you don't want to fall back into that. So hi, Joni. Thanks for joining. So if you have any, past eating disorder history, that's something that you definitely want to consider if doing some sort of fasting or intermittent fasting. Okay. Number 2 is, can you meet your nutrition needs? So I find this a lot with just working, especially with this population, with you guys, is in working with athletes, working with runners, is we need to make sure that we're meeting our nutrition needs. So what I find when we're trying to do this fasting, there's, I think the normal amount of time, right, is quite a lot where you may not eat your first meal until noon. Now, that could make it harder for you to meet your nutrition needs. It could make it harder if you're training and you're doing a lot of exercise. It can make it hard in order for you to meet those needs if your goal is performance. Now, that said, another thing to consider is performance more important for you, or is health more important for you? Right? So this is also something that you want to consider. And this is a question you want to ask yourself. What is most important to you? So, you may go to a medical professional and they may recommend intermittent fasting. But when I see a client, and even when that is recommended, I'm kind of on the leery side, because if we're training for a race, or if we're really doing a lot of training, and somebody I see is chronically underfueling and they have those symptoms of underfueling, and they're struggling to get through their workouts, then is it the best thing for them to do? Or is the best thing to do to back up on the exercise if they're not necessarily training, right? So it's definitely think about that question. What is most important for you right now? Is it health or is it performance? And then you can kind of figure out what is the best thing to do for yourself. But of course, meeting those nutrition needs, I think, are very important in order to do. Let's see, what else did I have? Does it prevent you from eating when you are hungry? Now, this is also important. So, I actually just did a live on IG this morning after my run, and just have seen, lately, after having conversations with other people and working with my clients, I've seen this come up a lot. And we can get so stuck on those numbers and so number oriented. And of course, it's a science, when we get down to calories and macros and talking about our heart rate and how much calories we're burning, all this, right? It is a science, and there's formulas and things and how we can calculate to estimate those needs. But what's always more important is listening to your hunger. So if you're doing a fast, it's important to understand or consider, does this prevent you from eating when you are hungry? Because you don't want to ignore those hunger cues. And it's so important that we make sure that we're listening to those hunger cues, especially when it comes to training. We have these numbers and we have these estimates and we have these things to give us some place to start, right? Some guidance. But what's most important truly is listening to your body, and that's listening to those hunger cues. When your body is hungry, it's telling you it's hungry and it wants food, right? And we feed it. So it's important to listen to those hunger cues and also make sure that those hunger cues are working. A lot of times too with this, if you've had past eating disorder history, or maybe even, just something, even just some sort of diet or something, or, we're chronically under fueling and we're, followed a diet, then you may be somebody that doesn't really feel like you have those hunger cues. Maybe they're not back yet, and that's okay, but we want to get those hunger cues back. Your hunger cues are huge, and it's so important to make sure that we can really feel what our body needs, because it will tell you. Your body tells you when you're thirsty. Your body tells you when you need to use the bathroom, right? Our bodies are smart. They tell us. If you're craving certain foods, that can mean that you're deficient or your body wants more of a certain nutrient in food. So it can get really, I think that part of food and nutrition is so fascinating, because your body is so smart. Why are we not listening to it, right? We think we know more than our bodies, but really our body knows more. But as long as we're doing the right things and our bodies are in alignment with everything, that's what's really important. A lot of times, I think, especially as females, our hormones can really play a part in this, and it really can skew things up, right? But it's also how we've treated our bodies in the past. And sometimes we can do damage to our hormones. So, we don't have those cues. But I think that's also something very important to consider is, if you did an intermittent fasting, does it prevent you from eating food when you're hungry? Because if you're increasing your workouts and you're training for an endurance event and you're hungry and you're ignoring that just because you're doing this fasting, you've created a food rule, and now you're not listening to those hunger cues. So that is so important. So, okay, so I know I went on there. So those are the main things that I think are very important to consider if you are a runner and also want to do an intermittent fast. So past eating disorder history, or eating disordered, some sort of disordered eating is important to consider, whether performance or health is most important for you. And if you can meet your nutritional needs, if you were able to do this, and does it prevent you from eating when you are hungry? So those are all important things that I want to make sure that you consider. So overall, if I summarized everything I really said is, of course, fasting or any sort of fast can have its benefits. Absolutely can. But the timing is so critical. If you're, even if just this really goes for any fast, if you're interested in doing a fast, the timing is so important, especially if you're training for an endurance event. You don't want to, if you're focused on performance, you don't want to do a fast and jeopardize your performance, right? So it's important to really understand where you are too. If you're, not training for an endurance vet, but maybe you're doing, some running for your health and just to keep fit, maybe you can figure out a day out of the week where it would make sense to even do a fast. But also, use these questions to consider if you wanted to do intermittent fasting for, a longer period of time, because usually it's not just one day. But consider these questions as well, even if you're just running for health and not necessarily performance. Still important to consider these questions as well. So, as I said, yes, so it has its benefits, but it would not be something, if you are training for a longer endurance event, it would not be something that I would recommend to a client to do. But as I said, it does has its health benefits. So there's certain things that can have benefits, but you really have to ask these questions to yourself, and really get a clear picture of what makes most sense for you. So that's it. Do I have any questions? Does anyone have any questions? I see Amy on. I see Joni. Joni's also a registered dietitian. So Joni, if there's anything you have to add, please do. If there's anything you would like to add that I missed. I know this is a very controversial topic, so I hope this makes sense. But this is coming from, my background as a dietitian, as well as the experience I've had with coaching other clients, working with plant-based runners, and what I've seen, as well as, my opinion as well when it comes to this. So that is what I have. All right, cool. So I got through that pretty quickly. So if anyone does have any other questions, feel free to post or comment below. Even if you watch this on replay, feel free to comment below, and I will, if I see your comment, make sure to tag me, and I will get back to you. So if I don't have any questions, that's all I have for you guys. That's all I have for today on this topic. But we will be doing a workshop. So I am going to be doing a workshop, and I will announce that to everybody when that will happen. So, oh, sorry. Okay, hold on. Joni did ask a question. Do you recommend intermittent versus fasting? Oh, good question. Yeah, because there is a difference, right? Intermittent fasting is different than regular fasting. So I think both can have their benefits, but it really depends on the timing. Yeah, like I said, intermittent fasting can get tricky if you're really training for a endurance event. It can get a little bit tricky. Because it's more of a long-term kind of thing. And again, it creates those food rules. Fasting, I think, can be beneficial. I have never done a fast. I will honestly say that I think I have tried and have not been able to do it. It takes a lot of discipline. I have a really hard time ignoring the hunger, and I think it's important, as I said, right, to listen to your hunger. So I have a hard time doing it. But I have, the more research I've done, especially around vegan and eating more raw, this comes up a lot with fasting, and have seen that there could possibly be benefits. So I don't know if I recommend one or the other. I do think both can have its benefits, but they also both have their drawbacks. So I hope that answered your question, Tony. I hope that was helpful. And let me know your thoughts as well. Okay, cool. Great. So yes, so as I said, I will be doing a workshop later on this month. We won't be doing a challenge, but I did post, I did create a team for Charity Miles for my running community. So if you are a part of the Plant-Based Performance Running Community Facebook group, definitely join our team. I would love to have you. So that's a way that we can keep track of our miles and create our run and create miles for the whole that go for the whole team, but also in order to give back to charity. So I think it's a really cool thing. I've used charity miles in the past and kind of got out of using it, but it is still around. It still exists. So if you guys want to join our team, do that. And I will be choosing um, the person that runs the most miles, because I believe that's how charity miles, how it'll show up in our team. I can see the number one spot will have the person that runs the most miles. So that's the only reason why I'm doing that. So if you do run the most miles in the month of February, I'll send you a prize at the end of the month. So hope you join our team. If you're not already in our Facebook community group, feel free to join, and still can join our Charity Miles team as well. So that is what's coming up for um, the month of February. Hopefully, I will still be doing interviews. I don't have any interviews booked, but if anyone has any recommendations or any suggestions on topics or anything that think somebody else could come in and give value to the group, certainly open to that. So certainly we can bring in more people and more interviews in this group this month as well. But other than that, that is all I have. So thank you so much for joining, and we'll talk soon. Bye.